the same spiritual values, they have the same cultural values, they have the same, everything. All of them do. But the one thing that's different between what I was taught and what I'm teaching them is you can do both. You can go out. There's no reason that you should have to be running around trying to borrow 20 bucks so you can get to a ceremony in Panema, in Leech Lake, or hell, even in Natawash, 20 miles away. You shouldn't have to be scrounging to do that. You can live in both paths. You can live both lifestyles. And I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen. I really, really hope that's what's going to happen. So that's what that's where my role, and understanding that, I could continue the oppression that they say, and I could continue to teach our children, no, don't fall for the money, don't fall for the money, that's the white way, but you know what? Sure makes life a lot easier, and money, I believe, is the root of all evil, but it's only evil if you allow it to be. If you allow it to be, it can be the most god-awful thing. It changes people, it changes things, it changes values, it changes everything if you let it. If you let it.
In your pocket.
If you keep it in your pocket, yeah. If right off the bat, somebody gave me.
It's my favorite quote.
$20 last
you
night.
From now on.
Francis, Nailita's dad, last night he come and we had about this many people here. And he said, last time I was here you had a big feast. The time before that you had a big feast. And you're always food for people. And you're always got dishes and this and that. And here's a little bit to help out with the next one. And he gave me 20 bucks.
But you're special and I'm not.
And I said, well, good. I'll buy some more silverware for drum ceremony. So, that's what I'll do. It wasn't, I looked at him. He's got his formula. I looked at my wife. She's got gas in her car. I looked at my cigarette pack. I've got half a pack. Toilet paper cabinet is full. We've got 2 cans of coffee.
There we go.
We'll get some silverware for drum ceremony. And that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. As long as things are stable, I'm okay. But when things get out of whack, then I get out of whack, and ooh, I can get loopy. I can get real loopy.
And I think a lot of our people get lost in that education with their self-identity. But they come back later and they ask questions and what is it? I still don't know who I am or what my purpose of this education is. Yeah, education is educate the people, but what is our people, not everybody. But our people, educate them the way the old people wanted you to go with that education, come back and educate our people so we'll know what it's like out there, we'll know what it's like out there. But somehow they fall through the cracks and end up in the Department of Correctional Systems. And they continue to lose their self-identity that way.
And that I believe is the big thing, is identity, and knowing. Like my grandpa used to always say, there's Indians, then there's Chippewas, and then there's Shinabe. We're Shinabe. Chippewa, they don't even exist. That's a made-up word. And then there's Indians. Well, that we know is also a made-up word. And then there's Native American. Yeah. Well, but then there's Shinabe. And that's what we call ourselves in our language, is Shinabe. And please don't lean on that drum. And there's a big difference between a Shinabe and a Chippewa. There's a big difference because of that identity, in those things. And when we have our identity, when our identity is intact, I always tell my kids that, if you're holding a pinch of tobacco in your hand and you know who you are, you know where you come from, nothing will knock you down. You have your language, you have your culture, you have your values, nothing will ever knock you down. Nothing. Nothing can stand in your way, nothing can get you off of your own path. When you have those things, the world is yours. Whatever you want is yours. When you just put your eye on it and you go to it. And you see that a lot, the hard part that we have is the role models, you know, that we need as Indian people. To go to even our tribal schools and to see a tribal teacher, a Shinabe teacher, is hard to find. A Shinabe principal, we got all kinds of Chippewa principals, but a Shinabe one, and that, yeah, go ahead, eat that up. And that's really, I think, a big part of it is the identity of our people and understanding the role that each of us plays in the status of our society, that we all play a role in our way. You know, I'm sure you guys are familiar with seeing the medicine wheel. And it's got 4 exactly equal quadrants. You know, and each one of those 4 parts represents a people. And each one of those people have a responsibility to take care of one thing. And the other one has one, and the other one has one, and the other one has one. When one lacks on that responsibility, the other 3 suffer. When one overpowers and does too much with their responsibility, the other 3 suffer. And that's where we all need to realize that we all play a role in that, in each other, you know, and what happens to the one next to us and the one across from us. The 2 next to us and the one across from us. We have a responsibility not only to our own people first, but to those also. You know, that, yeah, that, you know, if we have the white people, the red people, which would be us, and then Mexican and Mexico, that's us, the red people. And then we have the yellow people, which is Oriental people, and then we have black, which is the black people. And the way we sit, we as the red people have the black on this side of us and the yellow on this side of us. The white people sit across from us. My grandpa used to say that's because we can keep an eye on them. But we still have a responsibility there, and we keep an eye on people. And once you learn those things, like I tell my kids, you watch it, and that's exactly how we sit 95% of the time. 95% of the time, we walk into a room, even her and I as light-skinned Indians, we walk into a room full of people, we'll look for the brown skin first. We'll go over there, and we'll check it out. Then we'll mingle, get into our comfort zone, and that's really, once we have that identity, we can mingle anywhere. Right there.
The brown.
Second tree on the left. You know, once we have that identity, nothing can stop you. When you know who you are and you know where you come from, and you understand your role first in your community, and then beyond that. Because if you can't recognize the shit in your own toilet, what right do you have to go and tell somebody else how to fix theirs? You know, or how to wipe their butt, or how to flush their toilet? What right do you have when you don't even know what's in your own toilet first? And that's why I ain't never gonna leave here. This is my home. Right? What's your name?
Trent.
Trent? Mm-hmm. I have a little cousin named Tintin. That's what we call him, Tintin.
Well, thank you very, very much. Guillermo wants to clap. To the clap. To the clap.
So did you find the Rediscovery Center?
Yep.
Cool beans, you'll love it out there. You'll
It's
love
nice
it.
out there, but you guys, amenities aren't fully up to par. There's electricity, but there's, I don't know if there's showers,
No, there's no showers.
but there's a beach.
There we
Like,
go.
There's a beach.
Yeah.
And there's dorms. They've been condemned, but people stay
No,
in
the
here.
dorms haven't been
They've been
condemned.
fixed?
The lodge has
The
been,
lodge has been
yeah.
condemned. Okay. But it's beautiful.
And if you
Guillermo.
need to, if you ask her, there's a
Go to your dad for a
kitchen
minute.
out there.